Now, Forbes has nominated their top 100 banks in the world, and Tymebank was rated second in South Africa, outperforming banks that have been established in the country well over 2 decades ago, two of which are over 100 years, of course. Tymebank CEO Tariq Kiran joins us now to tell us a bit more about this. Tariq, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to be a bit of a cynic here and firstly ask you, how on earth did you manage this, and how seriously should we be taking this research by Forbes?
Tony, thanks for the opportunity to chat. The fact that Forbes, which arguably is the world's most iconic and prestigious business media brand, has rated Tymebank as the second best bank in the country, I think it's immensely significant. Now, whilst nobody at Tymebank works for prestige, we all do what we do to bring affordable banking to ordinary South Africans. The fact that we've been recognized this way is deeply humbling and significant.
Okay, so you're saying you're bringing affordable banking to South Africans. We know you don't have any brick and mortar, you don't have any physical banks. All of these savings that you're making, does the consumer end up benefiting from them?
Absolutely, Tony. It's a good point you ask there. Let's go back to the survey and what underpinned the Forbes survey. The first criteria was fees. And the fact that we are hosted in the cloud, the point you made that we partnership-led, we don't build branches ourselves, mean that there are significant savings. Now, the way that translates quite simply is that on transactional banking, we are the lowest cost option in market. And I say that with confidence. I go back to the Solidarity annual report on banking fees and that methodology. But equally when it comes to retail savings, I can safely say that we're the best in market as well. So we do give significant value back to customers in that regard.
Now, Tariq, interestingly, Statista, the company that Forbes partnered with to do the research, they spoke with over 40,000 respondents or customers worldwide. One of the key things was satisfaction. Again, just 18 months in the business for you guys, your satisfaction levels must be sky high. How do you manage that?
I think we've been very blessed, Tony. I think it really starts with intent and what the intent of the founders and the executives of the bank are. And as I mentioned, we built this business on the premise of helping ordinary South Africans. Again, if I come back to the Forbes survey, in addition to fees, the other three criteria was quality of digital services, financial advice, or lead into that customer education, and the last one is trust. Now, when it comes to digital services, Tony, gone are the days when you have to go to a bank branch and stand in line to open up a bank account. In the case of Tymebank, you simply walk into one of 800 Pick n Pay or Boxer stores nationally and don't provide any paperwork. You walk up to one of our kiosks, and in 5 minutes you walk away with a transactional bank account, a savings bank account, and a personalized debit card with your name printed on it.
Tariq, there was a lot of talk when it came to banking about the unbanked in South Africa. Do you see a lot of those coming onto Tymebank because of this so-called easy access that you speak of?
We do, Tony. It's an interesting question. What has happened, though, if I take a step back, over the last, call it 12, 13, 14 years, the number of unbanked consumers in South Africa decreased significantly because of the way we handled the distribution of social grants. Now, that being said, we still have anywhere between 7 and probably 9 million adults that are unbanked. So we do have unbanked customers joining us. Although the vast majority are secondary banked elsewhere, just because of the way the structure of the industry now.
Okay, talking about the structure of the industry, what's the future of banking the way you see it?
I think banking will be increasingly challenged on two fronts. The one is increased regulation, but there's opportunity in that as well. You know, just the way we onboard customers was brought about by enabling regulation. And the second part is increasing demands from consumers and small business owners for better customer experience. So I think that in South Africa, where digital levels are not at the same levels where they are in developed economies, an element of physical touch and face-to-face is always going to be needed. So, and this is why the retail footprint that we have with Pick n Pay and Boxer is so critical. So I think the future of banking is one where services will become cheaper and cheaper for customers, and where customers will increasingly use digital channels as their preferred way of engaging with banks and other financial services providers for that matter.
Now, Taurik, lastly, how safe is it for me to do all of my banking online?
It's incredibly safe, Tony. You know, the fact that, you know, if we take a step back again, South Africa's banking sector is incredibly well regulated, one of the best in the world. You know, and digital banks, we don't have a different category for digital banking. In South Africa, we are regulated in the same way that other retail commercial banks are. So the need to comply to financial crime regulations, fraud standards, cybersecurity standards are the same across the board. Technology has also evolved to a point, Tony, where the security in the cloud and between the clouds have gotten exceptionally good. So it's completely safe. You know, customers put their salaries with us. We are a fully regulated bank, and so are the other digital banks. You know, yeah, completely safe.
All right, thank you for speaking with us. That's Taurik Kiran, the CEO of Tymebank.